And I give the floor now to the distinguished permanent representative of Sri Lanka, to be followed by Guatemala.
Let me congratulate you on your appointment as the chair of this important meeting. With illicit trade in small arms and light weapons fueling conflict, aggravating the humanitarian situation and undermining development, it is no surprise that the Security Council continues to emphasize the need for political will and effective arms management to tackle the trafficking and diversion of weapons and ammunition to conflict zones. Mr. Chairman, Sri Lanka has taken a number of progressive steps in line with its commitment to the UN Programme of Action in the past. This action was initiated under an agreement signed with the United Nations Office of Disarmament Affairs, which paved the way to establish the National Commission Against the Proliferation of Illicit Arms in 2005 to 2008, which coordinates and implements activities to combat the problem of small arms proliferation in the country. At the end of the conflict, Sri Lanka uncovered an extensive arsenal which non-state actors had acquired over the years, as well as through the transnational network. Subsequent to the setting up, Sri Lanka of the National Commission was able to collect 30,000 small arms and illicit arms through announcing a gun amnesty from various parts of the country. After the adoption of the Programme of Action in 2001, Sri Lanka has been closely working with the United Nations and the donor community to initiate steps to make a comprehensive assessment of problems in the country and to establish a national database on the civilian use of small arms and light weapons in a holistic manner. Moreover, it is also important to note that Sri Lanka does not manufacture small arms and light weapons. However, illicit flows of arms into the country has been a persistent problem. It must be remembered that the proliferation of small arms and light weapons is recognized as an obstacle to development, in addition to facilitating criminal and armed violence. Small arms are used to facilitate sexual and gender-based violence, as was observed by one of my speakers, and to reinforce violent gendered social norms. The primary responsibility for addressing illicit transfer of small arms lies with member states. However, some countries are using advanced technologies like drones for cross-border supply of illicit weapons to terrorist groups in violation of the sovereignty of other countries. We must unequivocally condemn such actions, whilst calling for greater attention to the terror crime nexus and the thriving illicit network for procurement and transfer of small arms and financing. Mr. Chairman, Sri Lanka observes that terrorism and terrorist activities and organized crimes are strongly connected with illicit arms trafficking and its trade expansion. No doubt that small arms in many ways contributed to violence and political instability, which imperils human security in many ways. Let me conclude by wishing every success to these deliberations. I hope that this august body will derive the new proposals and ideas for the smooth implementation of the Programme of Action and strengthening arms control plans and drive forward initiatives of regional security strategies, increase technical and financial assistance for swift implementation through regional bodies, and implement the Programme of Action through a comprehensive and integrated manner. Mr. Chairman, national ownership is fundamental, but successes will not be achieved without international cooperation and assistance, and have been reminded that UNIDIR develops and provides tools to strengthen national ownership and weapons and ammunition management throughout their entire cycle. Between 2015 and 2020, the Institute supported 11 states to conduct weapons and ammunition management baseline assessments. Such assessments enable states to comprehensively, systematically evaluate their relevant institutions, policies, operational processes in order to determine where and how to address gaps and build capacity. Today, weapons and ammunition management is increasingly recognized as a fundamental component of conflict prevention and actions to tackle armed violence. It must be noted that the Secretary General's Small Arms Report to the Security Council now regularly features a section on weapons and ammunition management, and that shows the importance and the sensitivity with which this matter is being concerned. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I thank the distinguished permanent representative of Sri Lanka for his statement.